Hi, I'm Chris Bou Saeed, Los Angeles hit and run attorney. Welcome to CBS Law, where we deliver results, not promises. Let's talk about hit and run cases. So, a little known fact about hit and run charges, whether it's the felony hit and run with injury or the misdemeanor hit and run with property damage, is that oftentimes law enforcement will have evidence of the vehicle involved in the accident or the collision, but not the identity of the driver. And why that's so important is the prosecution can't charge a car with a crime. They can only charge a person with a crime. And that leads me to common defenses that we often employ in hit and run cases. What we find is that the police have evidence of a particular vehicle that was involved in the collision, whether that be a description of the vehicle or even the license plate. But oftentimes the police don't have evidence regarding who is driving it. They have their suspicions. They're going to look up who's the registered owner of the vehicle, or they got a description of the driver of the car. But generally speaking, they don't have solid evidence as to the identity of the driver, at least enough to allow for charges to be filed. And so what they're often going to try to do is to contact who they suspect was driving the vehicle. Common defenses we successfully employ include, well, first, we're going to assert your right against self-incrimination. We're going to make sure that all communications from law enforcement have to go through our office, so no one can contact you directly. Second, we often find alibi witnesses. In other words, oftentimes someone who owns a vehicle wasn't actually driving at the time of the collision. And so they were somewhere else. Now, there's no duty on a person to give information over to the actual identity of the driver. Rather, we're focused on protecting our client. And so that means interviewing witnesses that were with them at a different location at the time of the crime, or finding literal substantive evidence that they were someone else, like receipts at a restaurant, plane tickets, etc. Now, common sense measures that you can take if you find yourself being charged with or investigated for hit and run, whether it's hit and run with property damage or hit and run with injury. Well, first and foremost, don't talk. Don't talk to the police. Don't make a statement to the insurance company, and certainly don't post anything online. Second, most importantly, you need to call CBS Law so we can start to investigate your case, build up your defense, identify any expert witnesses that may be needed, for example, accident reconstruction experts. And the reason we do so is so we can defend your reputation and clear your good name. So call CBS Law now at 213-800-8005, and together we'll get your life back.